It's been called the world's most important relationship, and it's one with plenty of tension.
And Mr. President, after today, would you still defer to President Xi as he makes the term that you used earlier this year?
Well, look, he is.
From the very first day that we take back the White House.
As the U.S. election approaches, U.S.-China ties could even get more tense. To see what it looks like from China, VOA went to Beijing. It's the first time we've been allowed here in 4 years, following pandemic restrictions and U.S.-China tensions that prevented us from getting visas. We asked Beijing residents what they think of Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Thinking of my own country, whoever gets elected, he's not going to be good for us.
Speaking as an ordinary Chinese student, I prefer Trump. Even though he can be pretty over the top, at least he's doing this for the good of his country.
Trump's China policy was unpredictable, alternating between sharp attacks and high-stakes personal diplomacy.
There was a lot of friction between the United States and China, and now it's a love fest.
Here in China, Trump has a nickname. It translates to something like Comrade Nation Builder. Basically what it implies is that Trump is helping China by hurting the U.S. global image.
It's interesting. Many things he does somehow actually do align with China's interests.
He's just so straightforward. And sometimes he does things in a way that seems to objectively help China.
Trump imposed painful tariffs that hit China's economy, but he also strained relations with many U.S. allies. And he pulled out of or criticized many groups at the heart of the U.S.-led global order. Biden, meanwhile, has strengthened U.S. alliances, especially in Asia, rattling Beijing.
He does present more traditional U.S. approach. he emphasizes allies. He pushed for the ideological values, and he even conducted the democracy versus autocracy summit.
Despite those frictions, ties have stabilized under Biden, a development welcomed by many in China.
We don't want to see a downward spiral, like we used to have, because if that happens, that could be very dangerous for not only U.S. and China, but for the world.
Thank you.
As the U.S. election approaches, lots of uncertainty ahead. Bill Gallo, VOA News, Beijing.